Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, September 4th. I have to look at the calendar. When I did the calendar yesterday and I did the calendar video for you, I had the wrong day. I'm still getting used to being back at school and knowing what day it is. But I do know that today I'm giving you your kindergarten kids. Dun, da, 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 kindergarten kids inside this bucket. It has your name on it, and it has some really special, I think, important things. I think everything about learning is special. So I have for you, now this one's going to be Priscilla's. You have your very own kindergarten name tag. It has the alphabet to help you write uppercase and lowercase. It has the left and right. Left, right. Signs. It has a number line at the bottom to help you count and write the numbers. It even has shapes and colors and a ruler at the bottom. And of course, your very own first and last name. And of course, kindergartners, we know, write with first uppercase, all the rest lowercase. And then they start practicing, once they have that down pat, then they start the uppercase and lowercase letters of their last name. Priscilla, Howie, you have your very own name. That might be yours too. Now, in your kindergarten kit, you also have a brand new pencil. And this is a really nice thick one, but you're going to feel how it feels like a triangle. And that helps you pinch it in this very special kindergarten way. At first, when we first start writing and holding onto things, we just want to grip it as best we can. But now that we're being more careful about writing, we pinch it. And this is shaped in this nice, fat, thick, triangular kind of way to help you pinch it just right. So even if it's tricky and hard to do at first, it's really important for your fingers, because if you just write like this, even though it's easier now, eventually your hands and fingers get tired. And so we have learned through years and years and years and years of practice, trust me, that this is the better way to hold our fingers on our pencil, because it helps them be strong and steady, and it holds them the longest. You can hold this pose. You can do it. Keep practicing. It's more important to take your time and practice a little bit at a time than to do as much as you can like this. Dun, dun, dun. What else we have in here? We have cards. I did your first sight word card for you, but inside they're blank besides that one. So you're going to be doing every week, you'll get a sight word book. Nope, that's what today's is. And then you're going to have a new card that you will write that sight word on. And these will be little flashcards that you can practice reading. We're going to be reading. Are you ready to read? I think you are. So our first word is the. That's a kind of funny word to start with. I like to start with it because you see it so many places all the time, and then all of a sudden the starts popping out at you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm reading, I just see it everywhere. It's a fun one like that. I also have, for your reading pleasure, a special, my mom made these for you, with some letters. This is our letter mat, and you can put it down on the table when you're learning. It's nice, Montessori, we like to have little spaces to learn. So we have our learning rugs that we put out, and our work mats, our work rugs. And this is a little tiny one with your letters, so that if you're doing your sight words, you can put them out on this. Or if you're doing some other smaller work, like our literacy labels, it's a nice little spot to put some of your materials so they don't get lost. And I have literacy labels for you. I even labeled the literacy label back. This has 2 different sets. Hers are all orange. Some of them are 2 different colors. I'm going to use a 2 different color one. So we have words on 2 sets, but they're the same words, even though they might be on 2 different colors, or hers are clipped 2 different sets. And they are words that you would have for objects in your home. So we have table and rug and light and floor. And you also have all of the same words on your second label list. This is a second set. So what I would like you guys to do with your family is get some painter tape. I always like painter tape because it doesn't leave marks on furniture. Because I don't like having marks on my furniture. Sticky stuff, I guess. We got lots of marks on things. Here's some painter's tape. You can take a label like chair, and you take a little bit of your painter tape, and you can make a little loop. Some of you know how to do that. I've seen you. And you take that label and you stick it on a chair. That's my chair. And you stick those labels all over the house. And it helps your brain recognize a word with an object and sometimes even beginning sounds. Like if you see light on the light, eventually your brain will connect that word to the object. But also it will start thinking about L as the beginning sound for light, and it'll help you practice that letter sound. This is a tricky one. Chair has a C and an H for it. C-H, chair. And that, let me tell you, is a tricky way to have a beginning sound, because those two letters together make that sound. So that's a great practice when you see chair to see that CH together and say that word. Okay? So these are literacy labels, and you only are going to label with one set. The second set we're going to use for a game another day. And I'm going to give you a game another day. Right now, I just want to show you some of the things that are in the box. I'm going to explain a little bit more about how we can do literacy labels another day. So just label your furniture around your house with some painter tape and one set of your literacy labels. Okay, you ready to see what else is in my bin? Of course I have a glue stick. These are always handy. We always seem like we never have enough glue sticks, right? I also have your journal. This is your special primary journal. And I'll be sending a video that shows you how to write in your primary journal every day. It's important to actually do it every day. And you have inside your journal, and I showed you this even in your journal video, this upper space for drawing pictures, the lines for writing. It even has the letters here and numbers to practice. If you need something to look at, you have your name tag, you have the inside of your journals. It's nice to have something to look at when you're learning to write so that you can practice writing it the right way. It's hard to always keep all that information in your brain. We like to see those visual cues. We like to use our eyes and look at something, and it helps us write it down so we don't have to just keep it in our brain all the time. It's nice to have all those helpful things. They're like little clues. Now, I also have math 10 frame. So the 10 frame we use for counting numbers, for recognizing numbers. Parents, there's this big push, and I really like it for number sense. So really understanding the value of a number, not just, 5, and this is what a 5 looks like, but understanding that 5 is 2 less than 7, or 3 more than 2, or 5 is more than 1, and 5 is less than 10, and understanding the absolute value, the actual value of the number, not absolute, and putting it on a tens frame helps kids compare those numbers and see those numbers in a way, and also helps them practice beginning addition. Because if you put 5 in a row and you add a couple more numbers, eventually you start adding your way to 10, or different ways to make different kinds of numbers. I'll be doing more lessons with 10 frames for now. Just don't lose it and know that it's here. One of the things we'll use with our 10 frames are our special counters. And there are 10 of these, and there are 5 dark ones and 5 light ones. And it's important that you don't lose them, please, because it's important to have 2 different colors for our tens frame. We'll also be using these for patterns and counting and matching and things like that. You could also, in your house or out in nature, find other things that you can use for counters. Acorn dots and rocks, buttons, and little beads. Lots of things can be used for counters, so you could even make a little counter stash to have lots of fun different ways to count. I gave you these little guys first. And I also have one more thing. These tiny little wooden numbers, and they help us to have something fun to manipulate and use too when we're doing our tens frame or doing some counting and matching and numbers. And there's a 0 and it goes all the way up to 9. And we'll be making double-digit numbers with these later too. So don't lose those. I have them in a double bag. There's a little bag and a big bag. I think that's the hard part when you get something. You want to take it all apart. You want to look at all the pieces. And that'll be really fun to do for you when you get your kit. But I also want to make sure that when you're done, just like in our classroom, just like what I'm doing now, you put all the pieces back. And when you do the lessons with me, you'll have what you need because it will be in your kindergarten kit. And we'll be doing our letter labels and some more journal work all here. I put your journal in there and your little letter mat right on top. How's that look? Well, I cannot wait to see you in a little bit and give you your kits and learn our first sight word, the, today. And I'll send you guys these videos and helpful emails so we can use these fun supplies and keep our learning going all year long together. I'll see you soon. Bye.